American airmen at Clark Field were still standing on the runway, waiting for orders. They heard about the attack on Pearl Harbor over the radio, not from their own command. Around 10 a.m. that morning, command ordered all planes grounded, lined up wing to wing. And then, at around noon, the radio announced Clark Field was being bombed. Before the men at Clark Field even knew it, men stepped outside to look. Silver specks. Perfect V formations. Too perfect. For a moment, nobody moved. Someone said it out loud. Is that ours? Then another voice yelled, "That's the Japanese! We're being attacked!" The formations grew larger. Something started falling. At first, it looked harmless, like pepper drifting down. And then the first bomb hit. Black smoke punched upward. Thick, oily, fuel dark. The sound followed. A heartbeat later, the ground buckled. Air blasted from lungs. That was it. Hesitation ended. A few crews ran toward their planes. Most ran away. From fire, from flying steel, debris left in the wake of the falling bombs. A handful of aircraft got airborne. Most never would. Some crews were beside their aircraft. Some were already inside when the bombs hit. Near the edge of the field, 2 men dragged a .50 caliber machine gun into a rice paddy. No cover. Wide open. A Zero came in low, fast. 1 man was about to fire when a tank commander, concealed in the brush, yelled, "Don't shoot! Don't give away your position!" The Zero screamed past, so close they saw the pilot's face. One survivor said later, it was close enough to knock it down with a shotgun. Bombs walked the runway. Measured. Deliberate. Planes erupted in flames. Row after row. Every blast landed with precision. Some men said it felt as if the Japanese knew exactly where everything was. Fuel ignited. The runway vanished. Clark Field was burning. Men dove for anything that wasn't open ground. Latrines, trash pits, under trucks, under fuel tankers, never imagining those shelters would burn too. Some fought back. A shoe thrown in anger and frustration, a pistol emptied, machine guns fired in hope. The planes were low enough to hit. But most men had never fought before. No sights, no idea how far ahead to aim. No training for this. Every gun that opened up drew Zeros in until it went silent. Tank crews ripped mounted machine guns free and fired skyward. No anti-aircraft sights. No instructions. No training. Brass casings piled up at their feet, turning the ground slick beneath them. On the runway, American fighters sat grounded. Our fighters could climb higher than the Zeros. They had oxygen systems. But there was no oxygen on the base. Pilots who could have fought never left the ground. Then, the Japanese aircraft disappeared into the distance. And silence settled in. The runway disappeared beneath smoke and fire. Ammunition continued exploding inside burning aircraft. Fuel fires rolled across the concrete. Through the smoke came cries for medics. Stretcher teams moved carefully between burning aircraft and scattered debris, calling out for survivors. Chaplains appeared beside the wreckage too, helping carry the injured, praying over the dying, trying to bring some kind of calm to the chaos around them. Men climbed out from ditches, latrines, wrecked vehicles, searching for crews, friends, anyone still alive. The uninjured joined the search first. Then, the walking wounded joined the search. Men blackened by smoke and dust stumbled through the wreckage, helping pull survivors from burning aircraft and shattered shelters. Some aircraft were hit before engines ever turned over. Others still burned where crews had been preparing them only minutes earlier. The warnings had come. Radar stations had reported incoming aircraft, but still no orders from command. Fighters had already been scrambled more than once that morning. The bombers had been fueled, armed, and waiting for orders that never came. In a single afternoon, much of the Far East Air Force had been crippled on the ground. Not every aircraft had been destroyed. Some American fighters would still get airborne later and engage Japanese aircraft over Luzon. But across Clark Field, many pilots reached aircraft already burning. Others found runways blocked by wreckage, craters, and fire. Less than an hour had changed everything. The aftermath would last much longer. Smoke rolled across the shattered runway, while stretcher teams and medics continued moving through the wreckage, searching for survivors.